guys, welcome to the Film Nerd Book Club. I am Sonja.
I'm Jess.
Tameca.
EB.
And we're just a bunch of friends that we met in film school. Some of us are actually old roommates. And we decided to record our book club sessions for the week, which we decided to just pick a book, read specific parts of the book for the week, and then just talk about it and see what goes from there, you know? We also have our producer, Josh, behind the scenes.
He's there, trust us.
Yeah,
So
if we pause, that's what's happening.
Our current book we're reading is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio, a Shakespearean murder mystery. Enter the players. There were 7 of us then, 7 bright young things with wide, precious futures ahead of us. Until that year, we saw no farther than the books in front of our faces. On the day Oliver Marks is released from jail, the man who put him there is waiting at the door. Detective Callboard wants to know the truth, and after 10 years, Oliver is finally ready to tell it. Should I keep reading the blurbs? It's
I think
a lot
that was
longer
good.
than I remembered.
Which chapters did we read this week?
So this week we read
Yes.
Act 1 because it is broken up into acts like a screenplay instead of chapters. So it's broken up in scenes and acts. So we read the complete Act 1.
Spoilers.
Spoiler for only Act 1. I will keep my mouth shut about Act 2.
See? I knew she read further.
Okay, so what happened in Act 1? We have a total of 12 scenes with a prologue. So
That prologue, though.
intense. It was perfect.
So essentially, the book starts with Oliver, who's our lead character, coming out of jail on parole. He just made parole after a murder he may or may not have committed, and he has a meeting with the cop who arrested him, and finds out that the cop is in fact getting out of the force, and convinces Oliver to finally tell him the true story of what happened 10 years ago that landed him in prison.
In scene 1, we actually start hearing about, or reading, not hearing, or unless you do an audiobook. So, yeah. So we start reading about all 7 characters. It is told by the point of view of Oliver, which is our main character, and then he has 6 best friends because they're all together in 4th year of what is it, theater school or
It's
acting?
Art school.
It's an art school.
school.
It's an art university.
Okay, so in art school, they're on their 4th year. It's a class of like 7 people, and they're all friends. They're good friends. They've done projects together, and then there's like, guys, help me out with these because I know that there's Meredith, there is Richard, Oliver, who we are reading from his point of view.
Philippa.
James, Philippa, and then there's Ren.
And Ren.
Ren. I forgot
There's
about
one more.
Ren.
No?
No?
Yeah, she's kind of
Ren,
mousy,
Philippa.
so it makes sense.
Meredith.
Yep.
James, Richard, Oliver, and
It is 6.
Anthony? No.
oh, Alexander.
Alexander.
Alexander! You see, there was one missing.
We're off to a great start, guys.
Yeah.
But you know, though, when they do introduce the characters, that was my greatest fear. I was like, oh god, like, I can't keep up with this amount of important key people. But you can. Once you are in it, they do a lot better. However, it has been a week since I've read Act 1, so some of it has left my brain. But that was a valid fear. I don't know about you guys. I can't speak
Yes.
for everybody, but for me, it was a valid fear of mine.
I feel that I don't know who's speaking, so I'm like, well, maybe that's the person. I just see them all sitting in a group and like they're talking. I don't know who's talking, but I see them sitting.
I personally, honestly, didn't have any trouble keeping up. I think it was pretty much explained pretty clear.
La di da.
Whatever.
My brain is just so big I couldn't. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
It's all the hair.
That's all the hair. You're like, you got each character snug in there.
Okay, so on the first scene we saw all 7 characters and who they were, and they were starting to and they're starting to it's the first day of class. No, the night before, first day of class.
I can jump in if you.
Yes, please go ahead.
Would you like me? Okay, so the story begins September 1997, and
wow, Evie.
it follows our seven players at the Delature Classical Conservatory School, and like we said before, it's an art school. It's an art university, and it's a pretty prestigious school. And so the fourth year students
Take a shot every time he says fourth year.
Oh God. Prestigious school. So every year students are let go of the program, and the fourth year theater students are these 7 students. And so their fourth year they come back from summer. I hate you all. They come back from summer vacation to start the new year. And does anyone else want to take over, or am I just gonna? I should just keep going because now I'm having trouble freaking remembering this damn book.
See, you got too cocky.
I got too cocky. Anyway, we meet our characters at the school library, going over their chosen acts for auditions for the next big production the school is having, which is Caesar.
At this school, all they do is Shakespeare plays. They think that those are the best. So they all are auditioning with different Shakespeare plays, and they each basically have a part that they always get. They're kind of stereotyped because they've been here for 4 years, and so they get the same kind of roles every time they do a play. And we go, as we're learning about what they're auditioning with, we also learn about which role they usually get. Like we have Meredith, who is usually the main lead lady. She was she's kind of explained as she doesn't really take any shit. Yeah, pretty much. The Baba Boom doesn't take any shit. She uses her sex appeal very obviously.
She knows how to.
Right.
Confidently.
Meeks, you want to explain Richard?
He's a dick. No.
Perfect.
He's like
perfect.
The douchebag that you love to hate and hate to love, right?
Exactly.
He's very big on ego.
Very
Richard
big
is a
on
good
ego.
name for him.
Richard is a good name for him. Well, way to make that connection there. Yeah, he's
and Meredith.
Very cocky.
Meredith is the
Meredith, because they are. Oh, that was the wrong. Why am I doing that with my?
They're together.
Great start.
They're together.
I think it's actually described like they're together in all the ways, like they always have been or whatever. So that would qualify as all the ways, right? Oh, that's not fair. Okay, well, we got 16 minutes in before I made a. For the love of God, someone else talk.
Okay, so
I have a feeling we're gonna record this first episode.
We'll play it at the Christmas party.
So other than Meredith and Richard, we also have, well, our main character is Oliver, and he feels that he's just he doesn't know how to act, but he knows how to act. Like he's just the neutral one between all of them.
He has a lot of self-doubt.
Yes.
He feels he's more of average kind of guy when it comes to his skill in acting. He doesn't
Towards
really
the
think
end-
of his.
Towards the end, they tell him that he makes everybody else shine. He's
He's a
emphasizes
selfless
everybody else.
actor. Yeah, he's a selfless actor. He has an ability to when he's performing that the light can shine on everyone else around him more than himself.
Yeah. And then he has a roommate, which his name is James. And I think there's
Opposite of Richard.
yes, he is the opposite of Richard. And I think they have a
He is
thing
the
for
Disney
each
prince
other.
of all.
Oh,
of
if
He's
them.
you're gonna ship and create some homoerotic situation, it's gonna be James and Oliver, 100%.
Yes.
In all the ways.
In all the ways.
Yes, like a Jake Gyllenhaal, Heath Ledger, all day happening.
Every day. Every day.
Every day. I'm sorry. I don't know why this is me. Just like old times, right, Jess?
Always. I'm used to this by now.
Just make her faint from just shit I say.
He is so going back to James, he is the roommate, Oliver's roommate, and he is the Disney prince. He's always, what are his characters? Is he, because Alexander's the one that's a villain all the time, right?
Alexander's the villain. Richard
always the
is the
hero.
main lead. James is always the hero.
Ah, okay.
And Philippa is always the one that cross-dresses. And is
Because Philippa doesn't really fall into any single type, so they usually cast her as like that. If they just need someone to be a body for whatever's left, usually she gets the leftovers pretty much.
But she's
good.
She's better
She's
than
good.
Oliver,
She's a
but
good
she
actor,
still
but
does
because
get
she
the
doesn't
leftovers.
fall into any specific archetype like the other 6, she can pretty much. I mentioned but like I had said before, it's a because I did say that before, Josh. Every year, students are let go of the program.
Sorry, we were mesmerized by your hair. We didn't hear everything you said.
That it's a prestigious school. That each year they cut people from the program, and that's why there's only 7 theater students. 4th year, son of a 4th year.
Shot.
Ready.
Everybody.
This is straight up vodka.
No one's drinking on camera. Nope.
This is why I was taking notes, and now my notes make no sense. All right.
Hey, though, how great is it, by the way, that, like, I don't know if you guys felt that way, like, reading it, but, you know, they've been together through all the years and everything. That was kind of, aside from Jess and I, how our situation went. Like, you guys traveled together in classes. Each class, you stayed together. Jess and I stayed together, but...
And I had my same clique in high school, too. Throughout high school and through college with you guys. Well, we didn't go to high school
and like
together,
high school, I had those AP classes with all the same nerds.
No, I have my drama and drama club friends
Bunch of nerds.
throughout high school.
Bunch of nerds, just a bunch of nerds all together. That's our cliques. So since they are in a theater artsy school, Like we kind of went to one without theater. What is your guys' relationship to Shakespeare? Like, how did you learn about Shakespeare? You know?
I mean, English class. I think I was the only one that like fully was like, oh, Shakespeare, okay.
AP English.
Oh, dude, I didn't take AP. Fuck that shit.
I wish I hadn't. It was all for nothing, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
AP
shit.
didn't
I
do-
actually did take
didn't do
AP.
shit for me.
It really didn't. It just kind of like preoccupied more of my time with homework that was unnecessary.
Yeah, that's accurate. I don't think I learned anything different in AP class.
Yeah, I probably learned more in drama, in theater, whenever we would do that because, you know, I think we got more involved with the ins and outs of everything when you're playing a character from it than in English class. You're just like trying to fucking pass.
Oh, like me, where I read and watched all the movies instead of actually reading. But I did watch all the
That always
movies.
backfires though, because there's always somebody left out or something's changed, and you're like, dang it.
But
They got
there's
me.
a trick. There's a trick. You read the Spark Notes, you watch the movie, and then you go and consult it with a friend, and then you put all the points together and erase
Oh
what
my
was
By
God.
that time, you could have just read the book, Sonji.
I saved my
Just
eyes
read
from
the
actually
book.
reading.
Good lord.
You put more effort in trying to take the easy way that it became
No,
as
but I
much
would much
work.
rather read something like
At
this
least
that
I passed.
that references it than to
It is
to
more
read
entertaining.
Shakespeare. It's
For
way
me-
more entertaining, but also just like okay, Shakespeare's great, you can't take that away, but Jane Austen, he ain't. Just saying. I said it. I said it.
It's a completely different genre to
Don't
me.
at me. Don't at me. Don't. I said it.
Surprisingly, I didn't have that much
I said
Shakespeare in
that.
my life in high school and throughout college. The first 2 years of high school before I switched to a different school, it was very, very heavy in drama, very heavy in theater. Last 2 years in different school, it wasn't as heavy. There was more drama amongst us than drama on the stage. But
Isn't it always?
When Evie's involved, yes.
you'd
That's
be
why his
surprised.
hair is so big. It's full of secrets.
That's why her hair is so big. It's
Thank
It
you.
holds all the drama.
That's from Mean Girls.
Ugh.
I love you, Evie.
Lies, but okay.
Don't at
We-
me.
We
God.
know the truth.
Sorry.
Okay, so
Anyway,
back to the story. So
back to the
we-
story.
So we saw them that they had to do a surprise. Wow!
Every
I just
year-
lost all my words. Jess,
Every year for Halloween, they do a unrehearsed play for the rest of the student body. And they don't get to tell anybody what part they get. They just kind of show up that night and have their part rehearsed. So whatever happens that night, they aren't entirely prepared for. And this time around, we find out that everybody kind of got a different role, not the one that they're stereotypically cast
Oh, they
for.
mixed it up.
Yep.
And it was the beginning of the end for this friend group, pretty much.
Yes, because
Oh,
the
that
after
was a
party.
really good way of putting it. That was sad.
That after party though got so intense. It was perfect until there was something off with Richard though. When they
I
got
feel
the
like we
parts,
skipped a few things.
we did because we see them go to class with
Skipped a whole bunch of scenes.
Yeah, but we just
We're
see
saying
them
that
get
the
cast.
disc, man.
we were just meeting them.
Them getting cast doesn't really have to do with like the murder.
True.
Yeah,
the
Just
murder.
probably
The
past
muck duck.
murder.
Yeah, so
Can we just call murder muck duck, please?
Muck duck.
Muck duck.
What?
Does anybody get that reference at all?
No, I don't get that reference.
Is
From
it?
The Office.
Wait, it's that.
R is among the most menacing of sounds. That's why they call it murder and not muck duck.
God, guys. Whatever. I'm just
I
gonna
haven't
be throwing
seen
out
that much.
references.
I haven't seen that much of The Office, honestly.
Well, you have to.
I just made a whole bunch of enemies on the internet now.
So
A bunch of face.
I don't like The Office, so I'll join you there.
Okay, Jess made more
Jess.
enemies now. So.
No. Jess, you have to push through the first season.
More than me.
It's the second season. The second season is where it's really like, you'll like it. You have to just push through the first.
There ain't no pushing through. It's all good.
All right, back to the book. All right.
Back to the book. So.
Essentially, the first act, Injustice to the Players, tells us pretty much their temperaments, how they are, their archetype within the group. And they get casted for Caesar, but then they also get casted for, like Jess had explained, a special performance they'll do for Halloween. That performance was Macbeth. And they all got casted essentially against their stereotypical roles. And if I took proper notes, I would tell you what those roles were. And I
don't remember the names of the people.
And I would explain to you, but in detail.
They were the witches, right?
First of all, they were doing.
Meredith.
We have to mention it was Macbeth because we did this.
Yeah, it was Macbeth, and then Philippa, Meredith, and Ren were the witches. James was Macbeth. Wait, yeah, James was Macbeth.
James was Macbeth.
Oliver was Banquo.
He was the ghost. Yeah,
he was Banquo.
Yeah.
Alexander was.
Hey now.
I just remember him coming out of the water. Like I just remember that part.
Yes.
And he was howling.
It was
he was like the spirit, yeah. And Richard was just a disembodied voice that had no part really. He had like two.
Which he had
it coming because he's a fucktard,
asshole.
Honestly.
Dick.
Yeah.
Yet, according to you, lovable.
I'm gonna call it right now. I hope he's the one who gets murdered, just on principle. Honestly,
I think he is the one that gets murdered. I am totally here for it.
My money is also on Richard dying, but I also have some money on that it might be someone outside of the seven.
I don't think it is.
I mean, the only I don't know.
From reading ahead, I really don't think it is.
How far did you read ahead?
How far did you read?
The prologue.
It was only.
I stopped at the prologue like a good person.
I stopped at scene 1.
I literally had to put this in a different room that I could ignore. Like, it was so hard. I almost had to put it in the freezer to not get it.
Why do you have a copy of The Shining in your freezer?
So far, I'm super into this book. I don't know if you guys can gather or not.
I can't.
But, it's hard to put down.
Can you tell if I haven't put it down yet?
Yeah, it's hard to put down for some of us.
I agree. At first, I was having trouble getting into it just because. At first,
Shakespeare.
At first introduction, all these characters are kind of annoying me because I don't know if this is how they do it in a school like this, but
it's a hoity-toity,
drama kids don't go around quoting Shakespeare every 2 pages.
But if that's all you've done for years,
for the last 4 years,
I can only talk
about in normal conversation, I've never encountered even college thespians that would
quotes and references have I made since we've started just this 31?
Same thing.
And it's because we're film nerds.
Movies are a little
inaccurate.
Nerds are a little different. I'm sorry.
They don't.
Plays are their thing.
We watch movies because we're film nerds. They read Shakespeare and act out Shakespeare because
it legit feels like a snob. It just legit feels like a snobby TV movie.
They are snobby as fuck because they're
but not like real snobby. It's like movie snobby.
It's a snobby Illinois school. And who the fuck knows about Illinois, guys?
Well, do you know about Illinois? Is that how our schools in Illinois are?
Near Chicago. Up past Chicago in the burbs.
In the burbs?
In the burbs.
In the burbs.
The burbs.
They're not street kids. They look at Richard. He ain't no street kid. He wishes he was, but he's just mommy and daddy have always been there.
Yeah,
Too
snobby
much.
rich guy.
He was told he mattered way too much.
Oh, that was the other thing. Richard and Ren are cousins.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, I feel like
And they both
so
come
Richard gets
from
like I don't know. Richard
Weird
has a
and
weird cousin
possessive?
peak. Yes.
well,
Very strange.
I mean, if they grew up together,
That
it's,
is kind of
it's like
Shakespeare,
a.
though.
it isn't
That's
that
true.
weird, honestly.
No, I mean
because
they could
if
be
they,
like a protective cousin, like a big brother
Becau-
kind of feel.
No,
like if
no,
they
the
grew
way
up
he
together,
reacted when they
Richard doesn't
were
give a shit
playing
about
chicken.
anybody.
Yeah,
Actually,
no, the way they
not-
reacted when they were playing
not
chicken.
really.
That
That's actually
not
doesn't seem that weird to me. That's pretty. It's possessive, and that can
Yeah.
happen sometimes with that dynamic between an older cousin or sibling with someone younger, especially when something
So
has
not
happened
true.
that's pissed them off already. I've seen it before. There are people like
It's true.
older brothers with younger sisters or younger cousins.
It's
Something
still
has
creepy,
done.
nonetheless.
It is creepy. It can be creepy, but it's not that uncommon. It's not that
It's
weird.
not
actually.
uncommon, but it is
I
creepy.
didn't. Yeah, I
It's just
didn't.
troubling.
I didn't see it creepy. I saw it as like big brother, like, oh, you're messing with my baby cousin.
not even
Dude, I
that.
saw
I
it
just
creepy.
find
That's how I
I saw it
saw
super
it.
creepy.
it's possessive because he's already pissed off about something.
I thought you were
It's
saying
tied-
it's pistachio. Sorry,
It's pistachio. It's
pistachio.
a pistachio situation.
Poinsettia.
He's like I said, a possessive situation, and James is at the center of him being a little bit pissed off because it seems like he is pissed off over the fact that James has the role that, or
Which is
a
so
bigger role
ridiculous.
than which he
You're
would have had.
This is literally an impromptu, like, one off preface to a shit face party, and you're getting upset about it. Like that, you calm
wasn't-
your tits.
But it didn't start there. It started when they got the letters saying
The
which
roles. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like when he saw that he didn't get Macbeth, that's when it all went like.
Oh yeah, because
Shit,
remember
but,
when
like,
you
it's-
were saying that you were confused
Yeah.
about that one scene, Sonja. That was the scene
Yeah.
that they had that confrontation in class.
Yeah.
About
so
dating.
they were like, yeah. So he was off his rails way before
I
the
can't
actual
wait.
after party.
FYI, I literally already have an entire folder of just like everybody I want to cast, like, and I have like 4 options for everybody, and so I have to weed through. But I already like.
I want to
It's on
sit
lockdown.
down and like.
I think Oliver is the only one that I don't have like multiple options for.
I have
I
multiple options. for Oliver. I have
honestly
three.
I got nobody.
I got nothing. I
I've
need to
got it
sit down
already,
and like
listed
see.
out.
The only ones I don't have are Ren and Philippa because I don't even know who they are.
I've got Ren and Philippa.
Just think.
Oh yeah. So at the end of each book, we were going to, since we're film nerds, we are going to do a kind of a casting game where we will put pictures of each actor that we cast as a certain role, and then we're gonna kind of take turns guessing who chose which person. So we're basically
Sorry, I
casting
just read all of
casting if
our
this was a
little
movie.
all of our little hashtag or our things at the bottom are.
Do you notice that I keep laughing every time mine changes?
Mine have all been like I can't argue with them; they're right, but also they hurt a little. We'll just shout words. What? They all had a purpose.
Pistachio.
Pistachio
It's like
had no
Light.
purpose.
Snorkel. Albuquerque.
Snorkel.
Does anybody know that reference?
Yes.
Yes.
Albuquerque.
I got you.
What is it?
Ah, come on.
yes, Josh.
Okay, so what do you guys think is going to happen next in our Act 2, which is what we'll be reading this week?
Gonna be a bloodbath.
Oh, well, I mean,
Ooh.
we have to say at the end of Act 1, when they were at the after party,
Good
Dick
point.
tried to drown James because James was going to play chicken with his cousin on his shoulders.
Which
And that was kind of the tipping point. It was the
It
tipping
kinda-
point, which also makes me think it's really creepy, but also
It did,
No,
it
he didn't
did
care.
start with...
Richard didn't care that his girlfriend was on top of Oliver. He didn't care about that. He cared
Yeah, he
when
didn't even,
his
like, acknowledge
cousin
it.
was going to play.
It kind of like
Which is
heated them up,
creepy.
though.
Please tell me
No,
someone else
it
thinks
kind
this
of
is creepy.
Yes, I agree with
bothering
you,
it, though.
Jess.
It is
Thank you.
creepy, but it's
See?
not that it refers an older cousin or sibling to be possessive
It's
of a younger
weird.
one.
Yes, it
But
is.
But he
okay,
was-
it's weird, but it's not
That's
rare.
white people, though. Isn't it? Isn't it, though?
I
White
don't know.
people
I've seen that.
problems,
I've seen that happen. I've seen that happen with Hispanic families here too. So
Okay,
It's-
You're not wrong, Andy. You're not wrong. You're right. It's creepy though. It's creepy as fuck, and you're not. It's not common.
The way, okay, so the way
It
that I saw
should
it,
be weirder than what you don't think
it
it is.
should, but it's surprisingly not. I've been to many parties where one person would get
Are you
pissy.
talking about yourself,
and
Evie?
he's the
Yes,
friend.
me with the sibling who was like 11 years older than me because we totally went to parties together in high school, right?
Did you?
I mean,
No.
my sister's 5 years old.
I mean,
I went to party with her.
No, the way that I saw it is that he started getting bothered by the fact that his girlfriend Meredith was on top of Oliver, but
didn't
he
care,
was
though.
like, I'm too like pissed off at that I was in Macbeth to like really acknowledge it, but you want to do that, like we're all drunk, you want to do that, okay, I'm gonna get pissed off at you or whatever. But then with his cousin was like, oh hell no, like that's just my girlfriend and my cousin too, like that's how I saw it. It was like a combination of multiple things that then it just exploded on poor James.
And you also got to question exactly the relationship between Richard and Meredith. Like, it doesn't necessarily seem that it's like
great.
that's yeah. I mean, they've been together since like their first year, and it's more like they're together because they're both leading people.
Because they're
So
both
it's kind of-
alphas.
Yeah, they're both alpha, so it's more like that kind of relationship. They've been together for all that time, and it's the same clique. So it doesn't
They are-
really. So he wouldn't really be bothered as much with Meredith because it's kind of like the way Meredith will talk to Oliver. And the way Oliver talks about it kind of seems like Meredith has a flirtatious history in general within the entire group. So it's something that's more accepted by Richard. When it comes to Ren, though, Ren is pure blood family. So he's in a pissing mood already. He sees his cousin
You're
trying to have
making valid points, Evie.
sees her having a good time, and it's like, you know what? No. Fuck you. This is my cousin. Blah 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 blah. So
He sucks. Can we just all agree he sucks?
Yeah,
He does suck.
is. He's a dick and he's an asshole. Yes.
he's
We do
possessive
agree on
and
that.
territorial.
But that does suggest he'd be a good lay, though, for like 4 years. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's
I mean-
a one. That's a one.
All right, I'm gonna jump in just to say this.
No, thank you. Please, I really do not want to.
I think that Richard feels betrayed by Ren because he should have been Macbeth instead of James, and because Ren was being buddy with James, and she's his cousin. She's supposed to be buddy with him, not anybody else.
Exactly what he said.
So
Thank you, voice of God.
Yeah, that was intense.
the voice of God.
At first I was like, oh god, I'm in trouble. What did I say? Damn it. I was too mean to Evie.
Wait, what?
That is
I
a
don't-
valid point. I'm usually thinking about that, yes.
Don't worry. I still know I have a sexy ass voice. It might not be the voice of God, but it could be the voice of much more interesting deities.
Weirdly possessive, Evie. Weirdly possessive. This is great. I love it.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, so
Voice of God knows us to a T, honestly.
Okay, so we haphazardly discussed the characters, one of the end events, kind of. This is a book. This is a book with characters, and there is a murder,
Oh, I wouldn't
That's
have read it if I
someone's-
knew that.
This is
and
a
there
book
is a
with characters.
murder that happened.
Not a
Someone in jail
movie.
for a murder. So the question still remains: who killed who?
Who done it?
Ooh.
Oh, who
done
dies
it?
and who killed them?
Who done it? Richard can die. I'm okay with Richard
I
dying.
hope he
I hope Richard died, honestly.
bit the bullet.
If it's okay, here's the thing. If it's a twist and it's James the one who dies, Richard killed him.
See, I think
100%.
that there's a twist and Ren kills Richard.
Whoa.
Ooh.
That's a good one. That's a
Jess,
good one.
you're so fucked up in the head.
Or
That's Shakespearean right there.
That is, she got in there. She was like, if I were Shakespeare.
No, or the one that we have not spoken about enough, Alexander.
Yeah, he may be the one to
Alexander
snap.
might be the one in between the whole thing that gets killed.
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, he's just a
That's
fun-loving
Jess?
stoner. You can't
Oh,
kill
I don't like Jess
Alexander.
right now. I don't like Jess right now.
Jess, what do you know?
Nope. I don't want to be part of this.
This is why you don't read ahead. I don't know what happened. I don't know what she said. I just saw a face.
This is why
but
you
forget
stop.
Stop it.
I don't even want to be friends with Jess anymore.
Well, you
I'm
can't.
done. I'm DUing.
Can we? Oh,
No.
that's the end of the Film Nerd
Warranty
Book
was
Club, ladies
expired.
and gentlemen.
Hey,
That
I
was
didn't
a
That
say
good
was
anything.
run.
short-lived.
But we all have to boot
You didn't
Jess
say
out of
anything.
this.
Didn't say anything.
That says it all.
I
Jess.
mean, that just means that I know something, not what I know.
So then something goes on with Alexander.
Let's just stop, Sonji.
The more you talk and the more you make faces, the
Sonji,
more.
why even? Why? Okay.
Because I wanted to confirm that was the name that she would switch to.
Para.
That's why this is organized to read certain parts.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Is that the only Spanish you've learned after all these years?
I literally just stopped at what I knew just then.
Have we? All of your Hispanic friends have
Es la
failed you.
verdad.
We have failed you.
My Mexican family failed me, okay? My father failed me. The fact that I even know what I just said is because of the Puerto Ricans in my life. So-
Puerto Ricans and
Cuban.
Thank you.
Okay.
Why do
well,
I
thank
keep
God.
pointing?
I was like, oh no, he's not Cuban, is he?
It's like, wow, you forgot already? God damn.
No,
Tameca,
that
bro.
the hair got me. I was like, that's Cuban hair.
It's the Cuban hair.
I assure you, no other Cuban has this hair. I assure you.
Really?
I assure
Wow. Evie, stop getting so close to the camera.
I'm.
Is guys, it's not past midnight. Calm down. It's not past midnight. Calm down.
What does that mean? I'm not a gremlin.
No, but it's past,
That's if you get wet,
past midnight. It's when we turn.
No, if you feed them
extra
past
on.
midnight, they become.
Oh. Okay, I will
Well,
have to say that.
she
I've
was
never
right
seen
though.
Gremlins.
Well, she was right though. Gremlins can get wet, but I don't mind.
Yeah, don't get them wet.
Evie,
But
down, boy, down.
No, bye.
You
You
never
know
seen-
how riled up I get. Stop.
you've
That's
never
not
seen
fair.
Gremlins? How have you not seen Gremlins? How are you a film nerd and haven't seen Gremlins?
It's
Okay.
it's not. It's because The Mummy is the movie.
That's why I like Evie's hair so much, because he has Rick O'Connell hair,
Oh,
there it
that's
is. There it is.
right?
Yep.
You're the Cuban Rick O'Connell.
Wow. That's
I can totally live with that. Really good. I'm gonna take a picture of Brandon Fraser and get my hair cut exactly like that. So what you're saying, Tameca, is that there's a chance.
torture me?
All right, there's a chance.
yes.
Okay.
Torture
All right.
Tameca.
Cool. I'll just lose a couple 100 pounds, get a little more buff, go to Egypt, invite you
Ooh.
along,
Yes.
open a curse, be great.
Trip.
Oh yeah.
I'm
We'll get a
inviting
camel.
myself.
Yes. You can be our Jonathan. He's the brother.
What?
I'm assuming I'm Rachel Weisz in this scenario. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm making that assumption. You can also be one of the Magi, so that's fine too.
Ooh.
Okay.
Already
Jess
was hot.
100% would be the Magi, though. 100% Jess is
Yes.
Magi. Like, she don't fuck
I
around.
claim it. Nah,
And
She's
she
already-
has,
got you.
An
She's
owl,
already
a pet
she's
owl.
already bae.
yes. 100%.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Josh, I don't know.
Who would Josh
is-
be?
He's the Egyptologist, maybe. He always knows the things with the book.
Egyptology.
Oh, so we've accepted that Josh dies in this scenario. That's messed up. That's
He's
messed up, Tameca.
a historian.
I mean,
He does
voice
try
of
to
God.
warn us, though. You mustn't read from the book. That's him. He would warn us. He's the voice of God. So,
Okay.
Who's our
So-
Scorpion King with bad CGI?
toothless. Toothless.
Toothless. There you go.
Okay, back to the book.
Yes, back to the
Okay.
book.
So
Favorite? Who's your guys' favorite character? If you had to pick
Ooh.
one. Okay, if you had to pick your top two. Top three. Who's your top three?
top 7.
Just rank them in order. Number 7, Richard, because fuck him.
Yes. Yes, I think
Yeah.
we all agree on that one.
I mean, Alexander can be number 6 because nobody actually cares.
No, he's higher for me. Because I know he has
Really?
curly hair and I like it. Yeah.
And long curly hair.
Yeah.
It's the curly hair.
It's the hair. I don't know what it is about hair. I like it. Me gusta.
I kind of want to say that Oliver is my number 1 because even though, yes, he's staying the story from his
See, I
point
don't
of view,
really like to.
but he took the blame though. That's being
true.
brave. Like I would, yeah.
Unless he
True.
actually committed the
Good
murder.
job.
And now that he's done prison time,
Unless he
That's
actually
hot.
did the murder, guys.
But that's the
that's
thing.
still kind of hot, depending on who
It's-
it was. If it was Richard,
If he killed Richard, then hell yeah.
I
But,
doubt
like,
that.
What if he took the blame for someone else? Like
For
what if it was
Meredith?
for
What if he took the blame
Maybe.
for Mary?
I think he-
He's
I
kind
think
of
he-
obsessed with her.
I
Maybe.
still think
I
there's
I think
a
he took the
chance.
blame for James. I think he took it for
I
James.
He's
still
obsessed
think-
with him too.
I still think there's a chance
Hey,
that it
I'm
might.
No, James-
Oliver. I'm just
James
like
is obsessed
floating
with
on the edge
Oliver.
there. I'm like, James?
No, see,
I don't know.
James is obsessed with Oliver. Oliver, I don't feel like is obsessed with James as much.
That's fair.
And Ren is just
I-
James's
Hang on,
beard.
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
obsessed. I wouldn't say James is obsessed with Oliver. He definitely has a liking towards Oliver. He's warmer to him in comparison to everybody else.
That's true.
I wouldn't say
They're-
obsessed.
They're low key lovers.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
roommates
Gosh,
and
thinks that
They're-
James
they're
is in
lovers.
love
I
with Oliver.
mean,
Oh, does
they're
anybody know
closer to
that
each
reference?
other. I mean, they're closer to each other as friends because they're roommates, so that helps.
I mean,
Yes.
but what if James just
Huh?
stares at
Yes.
Oliver?
I'm leaning on you for
But-
this.
Well, yeah, James probably most likely does
On what?
have feelings for Oliver.
Trying to talk in between. Do you know the reference of the backdoor lovers? Backdoor lover.
Is that
Anybody?
Lady and the
Oh, what's
Pussycat?
that from?
Yes! Yes! I
Yes.
knew Jess would get it.
Where's that from?
I got you.
Josie,
I got
Josie
you.
the Pussycat.
I
I
used
haven't-
to love that album.
I haven't seen like the movie. You seen
Yes!
the Pussycat? I haven't seen that movie
Yeah.
in years.
With Tara Reid and Rosario Dawson, Seth Green's in it.
Yes.
Yep.
Alan
so good.
Cumming, Parker Posey. It's a great movie.
James
It's so-
McAvoy
and
is
the
not on
music is
it.
good too. The music is good too, though.
All right, back to the characters. I
Thank you
honestly
for
can't.
hair.
I honestly. Okay, so I
Oh, you went from Rick O'Connell to
All right.
Justin Bieber like
Bieber.
that.
don't say that. This hairstyle
That was
existed
Justin Bieber.
before Justin
Bieber.
Bieber. He did
Bieber.
not invent the emo style hair. All right, this is bullshit. All right, this is me in
How
high
do you
school
say
all over
Justin
again.
Bieber in Espanol?
This is
Justin Bieber.
Justin
high
Bieber.
school all
It's his
over
freaking
again.
name.
Okay, so
El Justin
And Justin Bieber.
Bieber. El Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
Justin
what's our rating for this video? Can I cuss them all out at once? Josh,
Yes.
do I have permission to tell them to go?
Puñeta.
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 Puñeta, all three of you. I'll adopt the word from the Puerto
Lo
Rican.
siento. Lo siento. Te amo. Wait, that's right? Te amo.
Yeah. I love you. Yes. Oh my gosh.
I honestly cannot say if I have a favorite character or not because I don't think we've seen most of the characters. They haven't really.
They're still introducing those.
We
There's-
know
there's
that
still-
it's going to be. No, we know it's going to be one of the 7 that dies and one of the 7 that murders somebody.
Oh, we're
Yeah, I
know
positive
this.
one of the 7. We know this for sure.
Jess.
We know this.
Okay.
Jess.
What? What?
Jess.
Jess.
What?
The prologue. Don't yell at me. The prologue. The prologue in Act 2.
Yes.
I haven't read the prologue of Act 2.
Close your ears. Those are your eyes, you weirdo. Those are your ojos.
No, I
The
wait.
prologue. Who picks up? Who picks him up?
See, that's why Philippa is my number 1 because she picks me up.
Okay. Yes, Philippa is probably like 2 or 3 for me.
I mean, I can tell you who
Can I come back
they
now?
talk about,
No.
and that's how I've narrowed it down. I've narrowed it down.
So is that why
Cuidado.
Alexander you twitch?
Cuidado. What's cuidado? Is that warning?
That's
Caution?
yeah, that's caution.
Cuidado. Para.
Cuidado.
Para-
we're gonna talk about the prologue on the
Cállate
next
la
video
boca.
though. We'll
Oh, so for each book, I am making a playlist that you can listen to on Spotify. Is this recording? Is our I guess our name on there. So far I have just a small like 5 songs or something, and I will
Are we
add as we go along.
done with prologue Act 2?
yes.
Because y'all read ahead
Puerto
when you weren't
Rican
supposed
bad
to.
words. Jess knows all my
Oh,
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Evie just interrupted what Jess was saying about
I'm
her
sorry.
playlist. Edit it out. And action, Jess. Start from the beginning.
All right. So WEB. Guys, I get distracted with nicknames. Sorry. So there are playlists for every book that we read.
It should say L. Justin Bieber.
No, because he put his hair back. It's fine.
Oh, that's right. You're right. You're right.
He's back to Cuban Rick Oconel.
El Rick.
Oh, Rick.
this is going to be the entire dynamic, isn't it?
Yep.
Always.
Can you sign
Why
yourself
didn't
up
we
for
think
this?
that from the get-go? Like from our first one, like 2 weeks ago.
We've known this since we met each other in 2010.
This is so
That's-
true.
10 years
Es
of friendship.
La verdad.
What she said.
That was so cool, Sonja. You were just like so cool.
Well, like I'm trying to figure out where you guys
She
are.
said.
I keep going like that to Jess, but like that. I'm like, go Jess. Wait,
Oh,
he's
wait,
not
oops.
there.
I'm sorry.
Hey, we can do something really inappropriate, Evie.
You just did.
It's so hard to do appropriate or to do accurate.
Hang on.
What is it?
That's
Where is
okay.
it?
What
Over
are you
here.
doing?
I don't
Doing
know
the
what
heart.
that is.
What the fuck is
We're
that?
doing the
Oh,
hearts.
oh, wait. Hang on.
Wait,
Oh.
this way.
I can't.
Wait.
Oh God, this is so hard. I can't.
Forget it.
We are so awkward.
Here, do it.
Shit, I fucked it up.
Oh my god.
We're not meant to be, Evie.
Forget it.
It'll never
Okay.
happen.
That was our test. It didn't work out. Oh well.
Yeah, we tried. It's fine.
Yeah, let me-
Okay,
And
so
Jess.
back to
okay.
Jess. She was talking about how she's making
On
Talk about
Spotify,
that.
you can find our playlist. It's under Is This Recording? And it's labeled by books. We already have one from the previous book that we read. that started this whole thing. And there's about 5 songs on this playlist, and I'll keep adding them as we go along. It just kind of songs that fit the mood. It's songs that fit the mood, or for the book that we're reading. Not exactly specific parts, just. Tameca lost it. Are you guys did you finally see that one?
Yes, I saw. No longer friends with Amy. Oh god. Ricardo, my fantasy just got so weird.
Okay, so I'm in the fantasy apparently. What are Jess's and Sonja's roles in this fantasy now?
I'm not saying anything. I'm not getting caught in this conversation. 100% not happening.
Tameca, last time you were looking at my boobs, so just say it. It's fine.
First of all, your boobs were looking at me. I did nothing.
Wait. When was she looking at your boobs?
Oh, wait, we were on a chat, and she was holding her phone, and then her boobs were just massive. And I'm like, damn, Jess, your boobs are getting big. And she's like, stop it, thank you. And or whatever you said. And everybody was like, oh my god, Tameca has a thing for girls. And I was like, well, her boobs are bigger. What the hell?
What a crew. What a
We've been there for a while.
We are definitely some spicy disasters.
We are some hella spicy disasters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mucho spicy.
Okay, so that was basically what we thought of Act 1. For next week, we'll be reading all of Act 2.
Finally.
And then...
Unless you're Jess.
If Jess reads the prologue for Act 3, I'm going to be done. I'm like, nope, I'm done.
I'll stop at the end. I'll stop at the end. It's fine. I'll just stop it.
Nobody believes you. It's fine.
We're gonna just send you what you're gonna read and nothing else. You can't have the physical for the physical book for anything else.
I don't have the physical book. I have it on my Kindle.
Oh, so I'm gonna cut it and then just send you what you have to read, and that's it. You won't get the full book. Just no spoilers.
Ooh, that's cheating.
Okay, so
I like it.
No, I'm not gonna. I will not kick Jess out. I might kick myself out.
Honestly, we all qualify to be kicked out. Truthfully, though.
True, that's true. Definitely some spicy disasters in this room.
I think this was a really good introduction to who we are as people.
Who we are, yeah.
What we'll be doing.
Personally, I don't think this scratched the surface of who we are as people so far.
Oh, we all know who you are, Edie. Weirdly possessive is what you are. And I'm only insulting.
Okay.
And a big fan of Jess's boobs, apparently, too.
Wow, normal fan, not big fan.
Okay, and on that note...
If that's the truth. I'm a bigger fan of my boobs, honestly. Jess, yours are great, too, though.
Okay, so on that note...
let me just say that all boobs are amazing. Just letting you all know. You're all amazing.
True.
And if anyone tells you different, I will sucker punch them in the throat. I learned from the best.
On that note, this was this week's video, our first video of the book club, talking about Act 1 of If We Were Villains book. Next week, we'll be talking about Act 2, not Scene 2, Act 2. So I think that's gonna be all. See ya next week.
Goodbye.
Stay spicy, disasters. Bye.
Later.
Bye.
It was spicy.